Cancer. This is my first reading for you. I didn't know a lot about Cancer until recently when I was doing my best friend's chart, and I saw that she had a moon in Cancer, and the the wow factor came in because I would have never dreamed that she had a Cancer in her in her emotional placement, because she is so stoic, and being in the medical profession, she's just very strong, and I she seems so unemotional. Not that she doesn't have deep feelings, but uh, emotions just don't run her life. But in reading about Cancer, I started to understand that the emotions run so deep that they have to be very protective. And it makes me really connect with Cancer because, as a Libra, emotions are, I don't, it's not a cups thing, like I'm in love with water and the beach, but I have very little water in my chart. But there is something about relationships and Libras, and emotions just seem to kind of come into play with it. I don't know. It's not nothing I've ever really spent too much time trying to figure out the mystery of, but I definitely I definitely feel you, Cancer. Okay. Uh I'm new, so if you have to put a dislike piece, I'm new though. I'm hoping you'll give me a break for about 6 months or whatever so I can get better at it and I can help you more, because I know I have a gift for this. I've known it my whole life, but I didn't know that there was a platform that I could use it until I ran across some people on YouTube doing it, and I was like, oh my gosh, I want to do this because I like helping people. Uh, I thought about writing books and whatnot, and or doing a stand-up routine based on relationships, and but I think that the best way to be able to help people is, they can turn on YouTube, and they might feel a connection and go, yeah, let me see what she has to say, because maybe you'll feel less alone, and somebody is understanding what's going on with you. I am reading for the people who are having some difficulty in their uh, relationship or with their person. There's some communication breakdown, and you want to know what's going on so that you can make decisions, and uh, and or to at least look at the situation and consider. I don't see gender. Uh, there's male and female energies, as you know, and I sometimes accidentally say he because I'm hetero and I'm so used to reading for myself. I think of it as he, because I'm reading for myself. Um, but I mean person in each case. I mean, in a lot of ways. I mean, I could look at a set of cards and they could be all these queens and whatnot, and there could be one king, and I'll know that that's my energy because I'm in a masculine energy. So it's not about that. It's just a dumb habit I have. So I'm getting better at not doing it, but please forgive me for now until I'm never gonna get past it unless I just, the only way out is through. Okay. So, but I'm definitely not a genderist person or whatever you call them. I don't know. Um, oh yeah. And if my story isn't for you, that's fine. There's lots of great readers. You can, go somewhere else. Is no problem. I mean, I would say, check your other signs that you might be working in those energies. But in all honesty, I am trying to work with your energy, Cancer. So if you identify in any way as a Cancer, then I am trying to read for you, and just check out another reader if this is not your story. Again, I tend to read, people in this particular situation, and for people who I feel need the message the most. I hope that makes sense. Okay, without further ado, Cancer. Let's see what's happening. What's going on with your person? Angels and spirit guides, can you please give us some insight about what's happening for Cancer's person. All right. Oh, I forgot to tell you something. When I put the card this way, it's right side up for you. Okay? And if I look at the cards this way, if it's right side up for me, then I do it that way. Okay. All right, just so you know. Because this works really good for the camera so that you can, you know, read along with me from left to right in your direction. I don't know. I'm trying. I don't know if there's another reader that does it this way, but for some reason I felt um, compelled. I don't know. I guess the best word for it. Okay, Cancer's person. What's the story here? This card keeps coming up tonight. I'm gonna tell you. It's for three other signs. No, two other signs. Yeah, two other signs that it came up for. Okay, and that one came up for one other. Let's see. Oh, that's a new one. Okay. Now I pull out 9 cards, shuffling between as I feel. Wow, that is stuck energy. You know what though? I am reading for people who are dealing with situations that stuck energy would be part of it. So, dude is like hanging on, right? Anyways, I just shuffle this way until I feel like, you know, sometimes I just do it once and yeah, like I'm feeling it again right now. And sometimes I need to do it a couple times. There we go. So here's our story. And I have this Smithwaite with borders for clarification if I need it. And that way, if I need it, I'm not stuck with just the cards that are left over after that, because maybe the clarification card is one that's already in use. So I keep an extra deck here, and slightly it has the borders, so we can keep them separate. Okay. Here we go again. Somebody is very confused. They're after something really elusive here. And they're very emotional about all these different choices. But they definitely are wanting something that's hard to see. They are thinking about things in a, you know, they're being very introspective, even though that's kind of an air thing. In this particular case, there's a deep contemplation going on, but from a passionate sense. You know, from the wands, you get this feeling of they want to do something, not just think about it, right? So that kind of, I get the sense. But here there seems to be like 2 choices, but there's more than 2, but maybe it just comes down to the things that he's most passionate about. He is driving hard, thinking about this choice. He's coming in full throttle to make this choice. He's not messing around. So it looks like this is not something that he's sitting around on. Although, strangely enough, he's also the Knight of Pentacles, which is a very slow-moving knight. But that one has to do with his resources. So, passion, he's fast-moving on, or your person. Sorry about that. Your person is fast-moving when it comes to the things that your person is passionate about. And but when it comes to the resources, your person is a little more slow and more, you know, thoughtful about and practical with it. And he's going straight into some stuck energy. He needs, actually, the Hangman is upside down for you. It's my first upside down card for you guys tonight. Okay, so that is interesting. Okay, so he's trying to get unstuck, but it's slow. He is looking at things from a different perspective and reconsidering, because he doesn't want to end up alone. If he chooses the wrong thing, he could end up losing emotionally. Let's see what else is going on. Your person feels affection for you. There's definitely a lot of affection here. There's also, like with the wands, there's obviously some passion here too, or at least action towards you. And we have another knight here. This person is like all over the place when it comes to being a knight. There's no staying power with any of these things. We've got, the swords, pentacles, and the cups. The only thing we don't have is the wands, the Knight of Wands. But this person is definitely a knight for the most part, just really in the knight energy. So ultimately, this person is coming into a king energy, and with the swords, I see a very thoughtful and strong person here. But I don't know, aside from the affection here and the fear of loss here, I want to know more about what your person is feeling towards you. Let's see how the king, because they got the Knight of Cups here too, but the Knight of Cups is kind of like coming in for some passion, and is he sticking around? But if he's going straight towards the King of Swords, I would like to believe that the passion is going to become more stable. But let's see. I just want to make sure that the cards reflect my thoughts here, my feelings on it. Oh, okay. I want one more. Okay, let's see. All right, and it comes to you. Infection coming in like a knight. He's kind of been there, done that, unfortunately. He's in his sword energy. He's trying to get... I want to understand that some more. I'm really... And if not, I will go to the advice cards and see. Maybe there's some more clarification that I can get from the spirits. Oh. He's defending. He's trying to protect himself. Okay. I got it. All right. He doesn't want to look at this because he's very protective. He has a lot of baggage from his past. So he's hurt and a bit of a broken soul. But I like that this King of Swords is coming into his own. But look at all this weird energy until he gets here. But he's still dealing with this. So he's not going to get much past the passion stage, at least in the beginning. So actually, let me do, for you guys, I'm going to, your person, not he, I'm going to do an extra line because I feel that we need more of this story, because if he's that broken, I can get advice from the spirits, but and the angels, but I want to see what could be on the other side of healing. Oh, I like that. I like that. Okay. So, all right. Oh, and I forgot to do the. I guess you were meant to have this card as your. Let me turn it around actually because it's right side up for me on the full deck, so that means it goes that way. All right. Um, the Fool is like a trump card. I mean, it overrides everything we see here. With healing, he can start anew with fresh eyes, and he will take a chance. In his heart, he knows you're the Empress, or in your person's heart, he knows you're the Empress energy. Okay, I don't know. I almost need some kind of like a bitter, awful thing that I should taste, put soap in my mouth or something every time I say it. Oh, I need to say person. Okay. And here, with his resources, be it love, uh, money, or affection, whatnot, this your person wants to be fair about it. I don't think that your person wants you to be in this situation. Your person wants to be fair. And also, your person could also, once they've become more healed, could also be more giving and generous. Also, with your person's love. Yeah. Oh, and here's where the wands come in. Interestingly enough, we have swords. I mean, Knight of Swords, Knight of Pentacles, Knight of Cups, and interestingly enough, even though we see a king here, the king, I guess, becomes a more stable person who's finally able to start healing. But we have not only the Fool, which is the trump card, but the Page of Wands is passion. Remember, we don't have the Knight of Wands here on the table, but we do have the Page of Wands. So the page is coming in with lots of passion. That's a really good reading overall, but there is quite a hurdle here, and I'm not sure how much time is between this line and this line, because this line wasn't really part of the original reading. I just was trying to take a look at what could be on the other side of it, so that you're not like completely wasting your time, in this, dealing with this, unless there's something else over here. Let's see what the spirits have to say. I like talking to the spirits of the Avalon. It's my first oracle deck, by the way. So, spirits, can you help Cancer with guidance about their person? The Hawk. Let's see. It says omens and messages. Okay. Let's see what the Hawk has to say. Right side up. You can see how well I see. Okay. When the Hawk appears, expect a message. Perhaps a telephone call to help you solve a mystery, or a chance meeting, someone that may solve a riddle. You may literally see writing on the wall or overhear a conversation that reveals your own answer unexpectedly. So, pay attention to the songs. And, well, I am clairaudient, so I have songs that pop in my head sometimes, and I know the answer to things. So be open to messages from others, and beware of omens and signs in nature. Like I said, I tend to be towards songs, but it could be anything. The world is constantly attempting to communicate with us, But we human beings have forgotten how to listen. I'm still learning. I mean, I feel like I've done a lot of work in this area, but we all could use more. So remember who you are. You're part of the great mystery of life. The gift of the hawk soars into your life. Listen and learn. Okay, so I think what's going on here is that you're going to understand what's broken, and it's going to come to you from an intuitive place, from things that you take in from the outside world, but ultimately you're going to feel it in your body. That's just how it works. You can pull cards, but I think ultimately what you pull is something you already sense deep down. All right. Let's see what the angels have to say now that we spoke to the spirits, the Avalon. Angels, what can you say to our Cancer friends about this situation? I say, Cancer, you are definitely the kind of person who has the emotional abilities to deal with that if you're so inclined. Now, you don't have to deal with anyone's stuff, but if this person is worth it and you want that passionate new beginning, well, you're going to do what you got to do. Let's see. Yeah, the hawk did not confirm that your person's going to get here or anything. But let's see what the angels have to say. The hawk is just telling you that you're going to get information. But okay, so romantic feelings. Finances and career. Well, I guess not. I think the spirit said, nope, that wasn't the card we wanted. Okay, separation. Well, yeah, that's clearly, there's going to be some situation now, not be a full on separation, but it's definitely, something where there's going to be a slight disconnect because there's some healing that needs to be done. And you're going to have to let your person go through that. You can be there, you can listen, um, don't steer them. Not that you would, but, your person really will need to work through that on their own. And if it's meant to be, it'll happen. Codependency. Okay. All right. So I guess what you're going to find out when listening to messages from the universe one way or another is that this person has some addictions of some kind. Now, it's not necessarily drugs, or it doesn't have to be something really horrible, but it could be, uh, I mean, there's a lot of people who are dealing with addictions who are really at the heart of it. They might need a 12-step program, but ultimately it's codependency that they need the 12 steps for, or whatever. um, I always recommend, uh, I've read that a good percentage of Americans have dealt with trauma in their lives, and a lot of us running around with CPTSD on different levels. Um, there's a lot of great videos on that, if you want to try to understand, because I see this person, they probably are dealing with some kind of a trauma, so maybe understanding trauma, CPTSD videos, I recommend. Okay, and if your person could tell you something, these are my own cards. I like to believe that our persons want to say something, or are thinking something that if they had the courage they'd say, or they would just want you to know, or it could be just revealing something that they're a little ashamed of, or it could be something that they just want you to know how wonderful you are. But let's see what they have to say. What does Cancer's person like Cancer to know? You didn't know the half of my betrayal. I talked a lot of trash, and it's going to be hard to come clean. So now, I'm not saying that your person said this about you, but this person has dealt with, that zero sum game issue. Um, and maybe that's what the hawk has to say, to pay attention to. Um, Zero sum game is basically you can feel good in life by either running your own race and doing the best you can because you can look in the mirror and go, you know what? I ran my own race. I'm not competing with anyone. I'm just doing me as best as me can be. And uh but a lot of people who are really broken spend time pointing at that person is ew and look at I would never do that and or they might be like, oh, that poor soul, da, 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 and they could look pious even and like they're compassionate, but really they can't run their own race, so they have to put others down to feel better about themselves. Now, I don't think that a, that makes that person a bad person. I think that makes that person in a situation where it's going to be hard to get to the other side. Now, whether you're Christian or whatever, because I believe in all faiths, I love all faiths. But one of the things I like about Christianity is that the idea of forgiveness. If we run around with guilt, we're never going to start on a new page and feel good about ourselves. And if we don't feel good about ourselves, how are we ever going to want to start? It's like, oh, I already did all this, and that, and the other. I'm never, I can't have a clean slate. But in the Christian tradition, there you get that clean slate, and it allows you to go forth and be a good person. Now, I'm not making a case for Christianity because believe me, I don't really. I believe at the heart of every faith, when you walk it with an honest intention, it's all the same. I just bring up that point because forgiveness is such a key part of that, and forgiving yourself is so essential. And I've read books from gurus and whatnot who talk about the same thing. So it's just more widespread knowledge about forgiving your sins, blah blah blah. But yes, the gurus talk about it too. All right, I've tried a lot of religions. I love them all. Okay, I have one more thing to do for you, Cancer, and it's something that I've liked that other readers have done. Let me make sure I have 6, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, whatever 6 there are, and then I roll them. And usually, what I get is an acronym, um, uh, like for a sentence. So it doesn't have to be in any particular order, but um, um, usually, like, oh, by the way, you can also be YOU. So I'm like, I'm Shar the Star, so I'm gonna be Shar, you are, I don't know, very awkward, I don't know. But you see what I'm saying? It's just it'll come to you, and now obviously this is a love reading, or this is about your person. So I mean, obviously it's not going to be about what I just said, but I'm just giving you an example. I just happen to see that. Okay, that's your reading. I hope that it helped. I'm going to keep trying, and I hope you have a wonderful week, Cancer. Take care.